December 2026, Avengers Doomsday. But what if I told you that the way that Marvel is going right now, Avengers Doomsday may be in trouble? Let's get into the video. So 2026 December is going to be insane. Avengers Doomsday comes out. Doctor Doom is trying to save the multiverse from dying, but the Avengers have to stop him. The only question is, can they even do the heavy lifting with the competition in front of them? So I want to show you guys this. December 2026 releases. You have Jumanji, Avengers Doomsday, Dune Messiah, Ice Age 6, Shrek 5, and Narnia. Now, hear me out. Many of these, I believe it's Jumanji 4. I don't know why that says Jumanji 3. I just took this from a list. But many of these have a certain demographic. Jumanji goes towards the comedy aspect with Kevin Hart, Jack Black, and The Rock. Avengers Doomsday goes to, I would say, the comic book aspect. Not just movies, but the comic book aspect. Dune Messiah goes to your sci-fi people who like Star Wars and Star Trek and things along those lines. Ice Age goes to the family audience, which would be kids and people of my age who grew up with it. Shrek 5 goes to the middle to older adult humor aspect that also could be bringing in kids, but mainly it's the nostalgia aspect. And Narnia is a remake of the original The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the Narnia. That goes to a certain aspect once again, so fantasy aspect. Now, without saying Narnia and without saying Jumanji, because I think they're both on the weaker ends, we're going to compare the four big hitters and how exactly Avengers Doomsday even has a chance. Let's get into it. So first up, you have Ice Age. Ice Age went from 2002 to 2016. And on average, it started with 383 million, 660 million, 886 million, 877 million, and then I think it kind of had a crash or a fatigue with the 408 million, which was the collision course. I couldn't read that for a second. But the thing is this. Ice Age is loved. Ice Age has been on a hiatus since 2016. Literally, it would be a 10-year anniversary when it comes out. Now, Ice Age will take a lot of people. Let's be so real right now. It's going to do really well. Next up is Shrek, which arguably is the biggest hitter on this list. Shrek went from 2001 and to 2022, with Puss in Boots doing crazy numbers. But the thing is this, Shrek, once again, 488 million, 932 million, 813 million, 752 million, 554 million. More adult humor, Michael Myers, Eddie Murphy, great franchise. Puss in Boots told you that in that year, in 2022, Puss in Boots ran that year. Now, it's telling you that this is also a big, heavy-hitting audience. People love this, and if you're thinking that this isn't going to take away money from Avengers Doomsday, you're crazy. Next up, Dune Part 1, 400 million. Good film. Dune 2, 714 million. Did really well. If you remember, it was super hyped that year. People, that's all they were talking about. That's all people wanted to see. This was the 2024, arguably the big hitter, behind one other film, which was Deadpool and Wolverine. But a dog of a movie. This was destroying. Now, the thing is this. This, once again, is a billion-dollar franchise. These two films made it $1 billion. It is along the lines of competing along the lines with sci-fi of Star Wars, Star Trek, and many other space opera films. It definitely has a good chance, once again, to take away a lot of money. Now, we're going to go over the more important one that I think a lot of you need to sit on down, strap on in, because this is really important news, because a lot of your heads are in the clouds right now, and I'm going to bring you back down to earth. Now, this is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is everything after Endgame. Endgame is one below, which is Far From Home. Now, hear me out. This is why you need to pay attention. People rave, oh, Marvel's untouchable. Now, being a super fan, you can look behind me. Almost everything is Marvel. But you need to tamper your expectations. Marvel is on a decline currently. Let's check this out. So, every Spider-Man film has done really well. The last two have hit it in the billion mark, and No Way Home almost hit $2 billion if it wasn't for the event that happened back in the year. Now, Take in mind, you have things like Black Widow, you have things like Shang-Chi, you have Eternals, you have Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, you have the Marvels, you have Brave New World, you have Thunderbolts, and you have the Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four, I know the run has just started, but if it is going through a 61% decline, like they've been saying that's possibly going to happen this weekend, and there is no competition from now until the end of its run in August, we have a problem. Look at the last 5 films. Fantastic Four barely went over its budget at the start. Superman's ahead of it. A DC film that hasn't been around in years. The first DC film beating it. Thunderbolts, an amazing movie. Once again, bombed. $382 million. Captain America: Brave New World. Reshoots galore, and I don't believe their budget. I believe they went way over their budget. $413 million, and it still didn't make the break-even point. Deadpool and Wolverine. Cameo Hype Fest was the only film in this part that helped at all, that covered some of that loss. But then you have the Marvels. Arguably the worst for a film to its budget to date. So my thing is this. Before we think about, hey, Marvel's back, oh, Doomsday has no competition, I'm seeing you guys comparing it to Infinity War and Endgame hype. That hype is not a thing. That is not a hype. And I don't know where you guys even think that's comparable. When Endgame and Infinity War, you go outside and everybody and their mother was talking about it. This is not the same thing. This is, oh, Marvel sucks. Oh, Marvel's woke. Oh, Marvel's awesome. Oh, Marvel's better than DC. Oh, DC's better than Marvel. Oh, Superman. Oh, Fantastic Four. We have never been more divided as a society, as Marvel fans, as superhero fans, than we are right now. And people need to sit down and think about that. I have said for my friends, and they can attest to it, as great as Fantastic Four has been, and for me it is in the top 10 MCU films, it is not going to do well because the Fantastic Four arguably has never done well. It is what it is. The Marvels, what were they thinking? Brave New World, what were they thinking? The Thunderbolts was done well, but it was tarnished because of the brand over time. It is what it is. Deadpool and Wolverine, once again, you go back and you watch that film. That film was not good. That film was specifically hype. We were all hyped. That is not a good film. I don't care what anybody says. You can argue with me in the comments all you want. That is not a good film. But Marvel needs to take that hype and they need to take that advertisement if they want to be successful. Because when you're competing once again with Ice Age and with Shrek and with Dune, all films that are going to take away. We had a bet at the beginning in my group chat. Fantastic Four, Jurassic Park, and Superman. I said Jurassic Park was going to be the best of the three because you are going off of dinosaurs. Adults, kids, grandkids, grandparents, everybody loves dinosaurs. Dinosaurs is a solid formula that doesn't require anything, but it is the weakest in the new Jurassic World films and has made the least amount of money. All the other ones have hit $1 billion. This one is barely at $700 million. We are at a time and age where it is expensive to go to the movies. And take in mind, you want to go to IMAX? IMAX is like $26, and that is just one ticket. Now imagine taking your kids, and then you also have to justify, will my kids like this film? When you go into the theaters and you're like Jumanji, Ice Age, Doomsday, Dune, and Shrek, what will my kids more than likely like? Well, you got to take in mind an animated film, a better rated film, and a fun film. So more than likely you're taking them to Ice Age or Shrek. So that's taking out the casual audience for like families. It just is what it is. The Marvel fandom is going to have to push really hard on Avengers Doomsday to make this work. Because as of right now, we have no story, we have no connectivity, we have a bunch of grab butt kind of things with like the Dr. Doom, Robert Downey Jr. We have more hate nowadays than we've ever had with certain channels and certain people on Twitter and people on TikTok talking hate constantly. And people can say what they want, but social media does sway the audience and 100% sways their group. It is what it is. And I think we really need to sit down and think about, like, are we truly in this? Are we not? And are we going to stand by our brand? Because honestly, I want them all to succeed. I like Shrek. I like Ice Age. I like Jumanji. I haven't seen Dune. I don't care for Dune. because I'm a Star Wars fan, but I love Marvel too. The thing is this. We need to stop talking and we need to start doing. We need to go to these films. We also need to understand, though, that these studios need to stop giving us a 60% film that needs to be done. We need to be pushed back. We need to be delayed. We need to have a gap in between movies. We need to make it better. That's why when you have Shrek that's not been around for a long time, Ice Age has not been around for a long time, Jumanji, these films are all coming in with full done scripts, with full done actors. They're not doing reshoots a month before the movie comes out. And that is my problem with this. Marvel is making most of their money right now on popcorn buckets, on helmets, on shelves, on comic books, on everything but the films. The Fantastic Four pretty much made it budget back with Domino's, with Pop-Tarts, with collaborations. That's insane. Just let that sink in. And truly, are we back? Or are we about to go in for the battle of our lives? Let me know what you guys think Endgame or what Doomsday is going to make. I'm going for more about like 1.3 billion. I don't think it's going to touch 2, and I don't think it's going to touch Endgame or Infinity War. As always, I really enjoy you guys stopping by. Make sure you drop a subscribe and give me a comment, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.